after you've been logical, then you expose the hypocrisy, then you need to stand on the power of Jesus. Stand on the power of Jesus. There is no neutral in Satan. Satan is not neutral. He is always moving, always coming, ever moving to you and trying to consume you. You need something stronger than you, something bigger than you, something meaner than you, something tougher than you to deal with Satan. You need to stand on the power of Jesus the Christ. I love Jesus because he offers choices in life. You can follow him or you can follow Satan. There is no neutral. It's either Jesus or Satan. The only two sides to this story. There's Jesus' side and there's Satan's side. The question is, whose side are you on? The question is, whose side are you on? You must this day pick a side. And the side that you ought to be standing on is the power of Jesus the Christ. These are not my words. These are the words of your Lord and Savior. What did he say in the 23rd verse? For who is not against me, and if you're not with me, you're against me. Jesus said this. Pick a side. So folk trying to say, well, I don't know what I believe. Well, I would go to church, but I don't know if I believe it or not. Oh, I would go to church, but I don't feel like it today. And you go to church and you ain't doing no better. You go to church, you still broke like I am. You go to church, your wife's still acting a fool with you. But they miss one thing. Because I'm with Jesus, I know where my salvation comes from. Because I'm with Jesus, I don't worry about tomorrow. Because I'm with Jesus, I'm not worried about the enemy. Strong man, you got to go. I'm standing on the power. I'm standing on the power. I'm standing on the power of Jesus. I'm standing on the power. Then the 24th verse, he said, when an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he goes through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. He says, I will return to my house from which I came. Well, Reverend, what does that mean? That sounds a little deep to me. What it means is, it's not enough to get the devil out your house. It's not enough to get the devil out your family. It's not enough to get the devil out your marriage. It's not enough to get the devil out your children. It's not enough to get the devil out of your church. Not enough to get the devil out of your home. Because unless you put Jesus in, it won't matter if you took the devil out. Unless you put some Jesus in, I don't care how much devil you take out. Because unless Jesus is standing at the door to tell the devil get out and stay out, he's coming back in. And he's coming back to get you bigger and better than he was when he was there the first time. It's not enough to get him out. You can't keep him out unless you got something to block the door. Because he's coming back as he wants you. He is not going to be turned aside just because you turn your back on him. If you don't put Jesus in your house, here comes strong man. If you don't put Jesus in your family, here comes the strong man. If you don't put Jesus in your church, here comes the strong man. And you can only block him with the power of Jesus the Christ. She said, there's a strong man in this house. With my spiritual ears, I can hear. Every time the strong man shows up, it seems like love disappears. He's got a grip on your grandson. We're worried about our boys. We're faced with the challenge of our boys being consumed. And I'm so glad that the men of Royal stood up, because it's up to us to save our boys. It's up to us to protect our boys. The problem with many of our boys is they are confused about what it takes to be a man. Manhood has some requirements. When I talk to the boys, I try to explain to them that the first thing a man does is respect his woman. A man who does not respect his woman will not be respected by other men. The second thing he must do is protect his children. Dogs will bite you over their puppies. Cats will scratch you over their kittens. Surely you care as much about yours as dogs and cats care about theirs. You must protect your babies. And the third thing that a man does is give something back to the community where he came from. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Doesn't matter what kind of clothes you wear. Doesn't matter how much bling bling you got on. Bling bling is not the thing. The thing I need you to understand that if you are taking and not giving, you are a parasite. And we cannot afford any more parasites in our community. We need you to give something. We need you to invest something. We need you to protect our boys by being more than somebody riding around looking good in a three-piece suit. Then there's a line that says, somebody's got a hold on your daughter too. He's got a hold on your daughter. I'm so glad for the sisters that you are our protection, that the Lord has used you to help save us from ourselves. But some of you have now gotten confused about whose you are and who you are. And so folk talk down to you and talk about you. And so you don't feel good about yourself. But sisters, I came by to tell you, you're the God's gift to us. Ain't nobody like you ever been made for us. Nobody look like you but you. You are the best thing the Lord ever gave us. The Lord made you early on Monday morning when he was feeling fresh. You ain't no Friday getting off the clock work. You're the best thing the Lord has ever done. Early in the morning the Lord made you. Look at you. Look at your lips. Look at your eyes. Look at your nose. Don't you know the Lord made you first? Everything else is a copy of you. You're the first thing that God ever made. Oh, you ought to walk like it. You ought to talk like it. Don't you know you are a descendant of Nefertiti? You're a descendant of a queen. You're so beautiful you snatch a man's breath away. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. The world is trying to look like you, and you're trying to look like somebody else. Some of you don't like your eyes. The Lord made your eyes. Some of you don't like your nose. The Lord made your nose. Every Saturday, y'all go messing with God's perfect creation. Go take your hair, you fry it, you dye it, you lay it on the side. I don't care what you do to it. When it rains, it's going to snap back because the Lord's going to have his way. There's nothing wrong. Sisters, there's nothing wrong with the way you look. Don't let the world make you feel ugly. Don't let the world make you feel that black is not in. I got news for you. I heard the other day some women were paying good money to get silicone shots in their lips to get bigger lips. And here you are born with lips that a man can find in the dark, and you don't like your lips. There's nothing wrong with your lips. I just want to affirm you. I want to affirm you. I want to affirm you. I want you to know that you're a queen. You ought to walk around a little pep to your step, a little glide to your stride, and say, I'm a queen, I deserve a king. And if you're not my king, would you please move out the way? You blocking this light, he's looking for me.